Hello everyone. In the previous video, we had discussed about the methods of solving linear equations in one variable. Exercise 2.1. Now in this video, we shall be dealing with the problem sums of exercise 2.2. So before starting the questions of this exercise, I would like to tell you one thing, that this is the most important part of the chapter of linear equations in one variable. The second chapter, and we often find students facing difficulty in solving this type of problems. The main reason behind this is framing of linear equations from the conditions given in the problem sums. Actually, in this kind of problem sums, some conditions will be provided first and the equation will not be directly given to us. Going through the conditions provided, we have to frame the equation by ourselves and then go for solving it. So to solve these equations, to get the result, we must have to understand the conditions what are given in the problem sum. So once the equation is understood, it will be easier for us to convert the conditions into equations and then go for solving it. So let us start with exercise 2.2. Let us check the first question. What the first question says, let us have a look. If you subtract 1 by 2 from a number and multiply the result by half, you get the result 1 by 2. Now what is the number? Some explanation is provided here. Let us have a look. Now while solving the problem sum, we are to follow the following steps. Actually, this explanation is not to be included in the solution part, everyone. It is meant only to understand, not to write. So first of all, in the question we get everything except what is the number. The number is not known to us. Actually, it is to be found out. This is the answer what we need. So first of all, what we don't have, whose answer is to be found out, will have to be assumed as x. So the first step to be followed here is, we have to assume the number to be found out as x, and this will be working as the variable here. The second step to be followed here is what? We are to subtract 1 by 2 from the number. The number was not known to us. When we assume the number to be x, from this number we have to subtract 1 by 2. Actually, this is the first condition provided here. From the number we have to subtract 1 by 2. The first thing to be done here is to assume the number as x, that will be working as the variable. After that, the next step will be to subtract 1 by 2 from x. That means we shall write x minus 1 by 2. After that, what is said in the question, we have to, after subtraction, whatever result we get, that is to be multiplied by half. 1 by 2. After subtraction, we got the result as x minus 1 by 2. So this result x minus 1 by 2 is to be multiplied by half. That is already mentioned in the question. So after that, what we have to do, then we get the value of the expression obtained as 1 by 8. That means whatever result we got up to point number 3, that is actually equal to 1 by 8. That is already mentioned in the question. So ultimately it looks like x minus half holding into half equals to 1 by 8. This is the required equation to be constructed. We have to simplify this equation in one variable to solve and to get value of x. So this will be the required answer. Now how to proceed with the solution part? Let's check. Now in the solution part, first of all we shall consider the number as x. So already mentioned in the question, when half is subtracted from x, we get x minus 1 by 2. After this result will have to be multiplied by half again, and that has to be equated to 1 by 8. So while in this step, the framing of equation will start. So according to question, we shall get here x minus half whole thing into half, that is equal to 1 by 8. So taking LCM in the bracketed part, there, see, calculation is all yours. How you have to proceed with, you know it. So there are several ways of solving it. You can multiply both the sides by half also. Then in this way also it can be done. So in the bracketed part, I had taken LCM 2. This is the LCM. After taking LCM, this 2 will be getting multiplied with this x. So twice x minus 1, this will remain as it is. You already know how to simplify this. Equals into 1 by 2, that is equal to 1 by 8. So here in the bracketed part, side note is given here. Taking LCM in the bracketed part, I got this result. After that, this 2 and this 2 will be getting multiplied, as they are denominators on LHS. So after getting multiplied, we are getting the result as 4, and the numerator part remained as it is. While on the right hand side, we are getting 1 by 8, 1 by 8 only in both these two steps. After that, we can perform cross multiplication. Performing cross multiplication, this 8 will be getting multiplied with this term. So 2 into twice x minus 1, this into this, both these two things are multiplied, while on the other side 4 is multiplied with 1. So this result we got. After that, on this side, 8 2 ja 16, along with it x will be there, followed by minus. When you remove bracket, this minus will be present here. Then 8 1 ja 8, that is equal to 4 1 ja 4. After that, 16x, we already have learned these things in the previous exercise. You have to keep the variable alone in one side. The term containing the variable should be kept alone in one side. So 16x is kept alone in one side, while 8 is shifted to the opposite side. So 4 plus 8 it is. We are adding 8 on both the sides. So minus 8 plus 8 will be getting cancelled on this part, and 4 plus 8 will be giving you the result 12. On LHS, it is 16x. So x is equal to, so in the next step, what we are doing actually, on both sides, we are dividing the terms by 16. So x is equal to 12 by 16. And on reduction, we have to do cancellation and reducing. Ultimately, we shall get x equals to 3 by 4. So the required number is 3 by 4 here. And this is the solution of the first question. One more method can be applied here in this step only. On both sides, if we multiply the terms by 2, then we shall get x minus half into 2 is equal to 1 by 8 into 2. Actually, both the sides we are multiplying by 2. So these 2 will be getting cancelled, while on this part the denominator will be obtained as 4 after cancellation. So after this, what we shall get, x minus half is left behind is equal to 1 by 4. Now x is equal to, if we add 1 by 2 on both the sides, this will be getting deleted because minus half plus half will be getting cancelled, while on the other side we shall get the result this. So finding out the LCM and simplifying, we shall get the result 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2. This will imply x equals to LCM 4 and 2. What is the LCM? LCM is 4. So 4 1 ja 4. So 1 1 ja, it will be 1, plus 2 2 ja 4. 2 2 ja 4, yes or no? So that 2 will be multiplied with 1. So this will be 2 ultimately. So x will be equal to 3 by 4. So this is the answer. So these are the two techniques of solving this problem. Now let us look at the second question now. Second question of this exercise. What is said here? The perimeter of a rectangular swimming pool. It is to be noted that the structure is rectangular. Rectangular swimming pool is 154. Its perimeter. Perimeter of a rectangle. We already have learned that perimeter of a rectangle. Perimeter of rectangle is what? Is equal to twice length plus breadth. This is already known to us. After that, its length is given to be 2 meters more than twice its breadth. Okay. What are the lengths and breadth of the pool? So what are the lengths and breadth of the pool? Let us look at the explanation part. The first thing to be noted here, already in the previous question, it was told that the thing which is to be determined should be assumed first. Now which part is to be assumed here? See, the breadth is actually on the basis of the breadth we have to calculate the length. It is said that the length is 2 meters more than twice its breadth. I mean, if we know the breadth, we can calculate the length. In other words, what could be drawn from here? What conclusion can be drawn here? The quantity length is dependent on the quantity breadth. That is why the first step to be followed here is what? We have to assume the breadth as x. Once we know the breadth, we can determine the length. How could it be determined? Let us look at the second step. The length becomes 2 into breadth. 2 into breadth plus 2. Because it is already mentioned that the length is 2 meters more than twice its breadth. That is why 2 into breadth, twice its breadth. That means when breadth is taken 2 times, that means 2 into breadth plus 2 meters more. That means whatever result we get for 2 into breadth, 2 will have to be 2 meters extra will have to be added to it. After this, looking at the third step, what do we get? The pool is rectangular in shape. So its perimeter will follow the formula 2 into length plus breadth. Yes or no? While starting with this question, I told you that perimeter of a rectangle we already got as 2 into length plus breadth. This is the formula for perimeter of a rectangle. Now looking at the fourth point, what do we get here? As value of the perimeter is given, in the first line of this question, first sentence of this question, we got that perimeter of the rectangle is 154 meters. That means perimeter is actually what? Suppose this is the rectangle. If this is the rectangle, this is length, this is breadth, again this is length, this is breadth. Perimeter is what? Total measurement of length, total length of sides of the rectangle. Means what is the boundary of this rectangle? Suppose L is equal to 7 meters here, then breadth is equal to 5 meters here, then L is again equal to 7 meters, because we know that in case of rectangle opposite sides are equal. Again breadth is equal to 5 meters. So how will you calculate? So how we shall calculate the perimeter? Just we shall be writing this length of this part, means measurement of this length will be 7 plus measurement of this length 7 plus measurement of breadth 5 plus measurement of this means 5. So this will give us 7 is occurring 2 times plus again 5 is occurring 2 times. So this will be equal to 2 into 7 plus 5. That means 2 into 7 plus 5. What is said here? 2 into this, in place of this 7 it is L, then in place of 5 it is B. So ultimately the perimeter of rectangle will be twice L plus B. So this is the formula applicable in this case. But in our question, value of perimeter of rectangle is already given, that is 154 meters. Therefore, what is said here? 2 into length plus breadth is equal to 154 meters, which is already mentioned in the first sentence of this question, where in place of length we shall write twice x plus 2, this value which is already determined, and in place of breadth we shall be writing x, which is already assumed in the first step. Now in place of length we are writing here twice x plus 2, and in place of breadth we are writing x. Therefore in this step we shall get, this particular step will imply that 2 into thrice x plus 2, twice x plus x. In total how many x's? 2x and 1x. When you will add it, we shall get thrice x. And 2 is left here. So this is that 2 is equal to 154. So this is the equation which is to be reduced to simplified form, and then we have to solve it for x. So let us look at the solution part here. In the first step, as told in the explanation, we have to consider the breadth as x. Then the length will be 2 into breadth plus 2 meters. This is in accordance with the condition provided, 2x plus 2 meters. After that, we know that perimeter of rectangle is equal to twice length plus breadth. According to question, perimeter of the rectangular pool, this is actually the main condition of this problem. Perimeter of the rectangle will be 154 as given in the question. Here in this part, this perimeter of rectangle will be replaced by this formula in the second step, twice length plus breadth, because perimeter of rectangle is equal to twice L plus B, that means length plus breadth, which is again equal to 154. After that, in place of length we have to put this value which is already determined. So this value we are putting, and in place of breadth we are putting this value which was already assumed. So in place of length we put twice x plus 2, in place of breadth we put x. After that, twice x plus x, when you add 2x and 1x, it will give you sum of twice x and x as thrice x. 2 will be with it as it is. That is equal to 154. Now, how to solve it? How to reduce it to the simplified form? We find here that 2 is multiplied on this part, while 154 is divisible by 2. 154 is an even number. So both the sides, when we divide by 2, it will be getting reduced. Therefore, dividing both sides by 2, this 2 will be getting cancelled, while on the right hand side when 154 is divided by 2, we shall be getting the result 77. That means 154 divided by 2, this gets cancelled. So 2 1s are 2, 277 times it will be 154. In the next step, here what is left? Try 6 plus 2 is left, while on the right hand side 77 is left. So try 6. Actually, next we shall try to make this term containing x independent of the rest of the terms. How can it be done? With this, plus 2 is there. So first of all, we shall try to remove this 2. How can it be done? Or from both the sides, we have to subtract minus 2. When we subtract minus 2 from both the sides, on this side plus 2 minus 2 will get cancelled. Only trisix will be left behind. While on the other side 77 minus 2 will give you 75. On both sides again, now see, we shall have to make x independent of 3. That is why both the sides will have to be divided by 3, as 3 is multiplied with x. Therefore, there is only one way out to remove this 3 from the side is division of both the sides by 3. So 3 will get cancelled, only x will be left behind, while on the other side 75 divided by 3 will be giving you 25. Side notes are already given here. When we got x as 25, x is nothing but the breadth. So we already got the result for breadth. So the breadth of the pool is 25. Now length of the pool is totally dependent on this breadth. Again, length can be expressed as twice x plus 2, which was already determined here. So just in place of x, we shall be putting the value 25. When we put this value here, 2 into 25, 25 is in place of x plus 2. So function of multiplication is to be performed first. Therefore 2 25 ja 50 plus 2 will give you the result 52, and 52 is the length here, and that is how you have to solve this. And the required answers, actually the length and breadth we had to find out. The breadth we got as 25 meters and the length we got as 52 meters. Now let us look at question number 3 of this exercise. Actually, this problem sum is based on geometric concept. What is said here? The base of an isosceles triangle is 4 by 3 centimeters. The perimeter of the triangle is 4 whole and 2 by 15 centimeters. The perimeter of the rectangle is given in mixed fraction form. This is the value 4 whole and 215 centimeters. What is the length of either of the remaining equal sides? Now first of all, we have to know what is an isosceles triangle. I think all of you have got this concept in previous classes. Here is a figure of an isosceles triangle. Look at the explanation part, please. This is not for writing, this is only to understand. Let us consider the triangle as triangle ABC with 2 equal sides. Actually, an isosceles triangle is a triangle which is having 2 equal sides. So therefore, in this triangle ABC, we consider these 2 sides as equal sides, while BC is acting as the base. BC is the base here. It is already mentioned. BC is the base, and AB and AC are the equal sides. That is what is said here. This side and this side are 2 equal sides. Okay, so this represents an isosceles triangle. In our question, the base is given to be 4 by 3 centimeters. That means value of measurement of this side is 4 by 3 centimeters. This is the base and its length is given to be 4 by 3 centimeters. While we do not know value of side this side length and value of measurement of this side. Now, perimeter of a triangle. What is the perimeter of a triangle? When we sum up the measurements of all the three sides of a triangle, then this will be giving us the result of perimeter of the triangle. Now from this question, we have that perimeter of the triangle is this value. Since it is given in mixed fraction form, for our convenience, we have to reduce it to improper fraction. And for that, what is to be done? 4 will be getting multiplied to 15. 4 15 ja 60. Along with this, we have to add, this is actually what? 4 whole 2 15th. That means 4 plus 2 by 15. Take LCM. Of course 15 will be the LCM. Then 4 15 ja, here in this case denominator is 1. 1 15 ja 15. Yes or no? That is why that 15 will be getting multiplied to this 4 and will be resulting into 60 plus 15 1 ja 15. Therefore 1 into 2 will give you the result 2. So ultimately we get here the result as 62 by 15. Now in place of perimeter of triangle, this can be replaced by AB plus BC plus AC. Already it is told that the sum of all the three sides of a triangle gives us the perimeter. This is equal to 4 and 2 15th centimeter. That means 4 whole 2 15th centimeter. So AB plus AC. If I consider this side to be x and this as x also, in this case AB will be replaced by x, AC will also be replaced by x. So why so? Because AB and AC are equal sides. Whatever value I consider for AB, the same value will be working for AC also. Therefore, if I consider x here also we shall be getting x. That is why we consider here AB is equal to AC equals to x. That means in the next step, we are going to replace AB and AC by x and x. While in place of BC, we can put this value 4 by 3. Now, the mixed fraction, while converting into improper fraction, we get this result that is already shown to you. Now, we are going to put the known value. That means in place of BC, we shall be putting this value 4 by 3 because this is the base and AB and AC are together considered as x. Therefore, in this formula for perimeter of triangle, I mean sum of these three sides equals to this value. So ultimately, in place of AB I put x, in place of AC I put x, and in place of BC I am putting the known value, that is 4 by 3. While this value which we got for this mixed fraction, I am putting it here. That means 62 by 15 is on the right hand side. Now, our intention is to make the terms containing the variables. These two are the variables. We have to keep these variables alone in one side. And the terms associated with these two values, I mean this term, will have to be removed. For that, I have to subtract 4 by 3 from both the sides. If we subtract 4 by 3 from both the sides, these two will be getting cancelled, making these two terms free. How many x's are there? 1x plus 1x. This will give you the result twice x. While on the other side, we have to take LCM of 15 and 3. Of course, the LCM is 15 and In the numerator part, accordingly, we have to arrange 15 1 ja 15. So 162 ja equals to 62. And 3 5 ja 15. So 5 will be getting multiplied with this 4, resulting into 20. So after this, we have to simplify this particular equation, and this will give us the value for x. Once we get the value for x, this will be working as the measurements of the sides AB and AC. Now let us look at the solution part. So this is the solution of, now let us look at the solution part of question number 3. So this is the solution. We consider the two equal sides of the isosceles triangle as x. This is the way of writing. Then base is given to be 4 by 3 centimeters. After that, perimeter of the triangle is this. So perimeter is nothing but the sum of the measures of all the three sides of the triangle, which is equal to this value. Again, in place of sum of the three sides, we can put x plus x equals to 4 by 3. X is for AB, x is for AC, then this is for the base BC. And on the other side, this mixed fraction can be reduced to 62 by 15. How is it? That is already explained. Now, we have to make these variables x and x independent of this 4 by 3. Therefore, from both the sides, we have to subtract 4 by 3. As a result of which 4 by 3 and minus 4 by 3 will be getting cancelled. While on the other side, 15 will be the LCM. So this is the LCM here. After that, how this part is obtained, that is also shown in the explanation part. 15, 15, 1 ja 15, so 1 into 62. On this right hand side, here 62 by 15 minus 4 by 3. While finding out the LCM, what we do, 15 is the LCM here. How can we get it? 15 comma 3. When we divide it by 3, see both the numbers are divisible by 3. Dividing both the numbers by 3, we get 3 5 ja 15 and 3 1 ja 3. Let us have a look at the calculation part of the right hand side now. When we find out LCM of 15 and 3, we find that both the numbers are divisible by 3. So let us divide both the numbers by 3. 3 5 ja 15 and 3 1 ja 3. After that, out of these two, 5 is again divisible by 5. 5 1 ja 5 and 1 will be left as it is. We do not have to divide it further. Now, let us multiply this, this, this and this. And we get the result as, LCM as 3 into 5 into 1 into 1. The result comes as 15. Therefore, in this calculation, 62 by 15, the right hand side, minus 4 by 3. Here, the LCM is taken to be 15, which we got just now. Now, we can find that 15 into 1 results into 15. So this one gets multiplied to 62, resulting into 62 into 1 in the numerator part, followed by this minus sign, minus. Then after we get 3 into 5 is equal to 15. So this 5 gets multiplied with 4, resulting into 4 into 5 in the numerator part again. So after this we get, the numerator part gets reduced to the form 62 minus 20 divided by 15. That is equal to 42 by 15. Now we can find one thing, that 42 by 15. These two, this numerator and denominator, both can be reduced further. Both these two numbers are multiples of 3. So if we cancel both numerator and denominator by 3, we get the denominator left as 5 while the numerator left as 14. I mean to say 3 5s are 15 and 3 14s are 42. That will result into 14 by 5. So this is the value we get for RHS. So after this, when we got 14 by 5 here on this side, we have to make x independent of this 2 in the next step. That is why both the sides will have to be divided by 2 and we shall be getting x left here, while on the other side we have to divide by 2 again. I mean on the right hand side, if 14 by 5 is divided by 2, the result comes as 14 by 5, and the next number, when I convert this division into this part will be getting, this 2 will be getting converted to 1 by 2. This you know already. So 2 7 ja 14. This will be giving us the result 7 by 5. Now while reducing this into mixed fraction, I got this result. How could it be obtained? 7 is the numerator divided by 5. So 5 1 ja 5. So 5 1 ja 5. This will give us remainder 2. So 1 whole 2 by 5. That means 1 whole 2/5 is the answer here. So that is the result for length of equal sides. If this is the value for length of the equal sides, so both the equal sides of the isosceles triangle will be having measurement 1 whole 2/5. 7 by 5 also can be kept as the answer. So this is how we have to solve it. Now looking at question number 4, what is said here? The number of the sum of two numbers is 95. What is said in the question? Sum of two numbers is 95. If one exceeds the other by 15, find the numbers. It is given that sum of two numbers is 95. It is given that sum of two numbers is 95. One exceeds the other by 15. Find the numbers. One exceeds the other by 15. That means what? If one number is x, the other number will be x plus 15. That means the smaller number, if it is x, the bigger number will be 15 more than x. That means we have to add 15 with x, 15 with the smaller number to get the bigger number. Let us look at the explanation part. Here both the numbers are unknown to us. Yes, both the numbers are not known to us. So we are to assume the numbers first. Now, how to make this assumption now? On the basis of the condition that one number exceeds the other number by 15. This means what? If one number is x, the other number should be x plus 15. That means one number is bigger than the other number by 15. So if we consider the smaller number as x, then the bigger number, means the other number, will be x plus 15. So after this assumption, we are to follow the condition sum of the two numbers is 95. That means when we add the smaller number with the bigger number, the sum will be equal to 95. So here I write smaller number plus bigger number is equal to 95. So in place of the smaller number we can put x, while in place of the bigger number we can put x plus 15. So when this replacement is done, x plus 15 we get in the next step, which is equal to 95. That means their sum is equal to 95. So when we remove the brackets here, x plus x, we shall be getting twice x out of this and plus 15 along with, which is equal to 95. Now we have to solve this equation to get value of x and x plus 15. Then only we shall know what is the value for the smaller number and the bigger number. Now let us look at the solution part. So direct in this case we have to assume the smaller number as x. So what is written? Let the smaller number be x. So the bigger number will be x plus 15, means smaller number plus 15. So these are the two numbers considered. According to question, the sum of the numbers is equal to 95. This will imply sum of the numbers means what? Smaller number plus bigger number is equal to 95. In place of smaller number, means actually this step is followed here. In place of the smaller number, I have put here x, while in place of the bigger number, it is x plus 15. That is equal to 95. In the next step, when we remove brackets, we shall be getting, actually initially we had x plus 15 on the left hand side. This is equal to 95 on right hand side. When we simplify this x plus this x, we shall get twice x plus 15 is equal to 95. Now we have to make this term twice x independent of this 15. As plus sign is there, therefore to remove this number, we have to subtract 15 from both the sides. So it will be twice x plus 15 minus 15 is equal to 95 minus 15. So as a result of this, we got twice x plus 15 minus 15 is equal to 95 minus 15. So this 15 minus 15 got cancelled. Only twice x is left behind, while on the other side 95 minus 15 we got the result as 80. Now for making x independent of 2, we have again to divide both the sides by 2. So these 2 will be getting cancelled, only x will be left, that is equal to 80 by 2, the result will be 40. So very clearly the smaller number is x, that is equal to 40. Now on the basis of this value of x, we are going to calculate the bigger number and it will be x plus 15. So in place of x, we shall be putting 40 plus 5. The result, we shall be putting 40 plus 15. The result is 55. So these are the answers. Now on this basis, two questions are there. Now on this basis, two questions are set here. Students, if you want to solve, you can solve it. These are the two questions. Please note it down. Now moving on to question number 5. The question is, two numbers are in the ratio 5:3. If they differ by 18, what are the numbers? So let us look at the explanation part. So these steps are not to be written, only to follow. So the first step is, as the ratio of the numbers is 5:3, as the ratio of the numbers is 5:3, therefore the numbers are to be assumed as 5x plus 3x. This kind of sums already you got in earlier classes. So when ratio is given, the numbers can be considered as considered in terms of variables. So here in this case, the variable is nothing but x. We had considered the variable as x, and now this variable we have to associate with this ratio, and with this we can consider the two numbers as 5x and thrice x. So of course, among 5x and thrice x, when x is the same quantity lying on both these two terms, it is very clear that 5 is bigger than 3. When 5 is bigger than 3, of course 5x will be bigger than try 6. Therefore, here the bigger number is 5x. The difference between the numbers, as mentioned in the question, the difference between the numbers, that means bigger number minus smaller number. When we subtract the smaller value from the bigger value, in this case the result we get as 18. That means 5x minus try 6 is equal to 18. When we subtract 5 times of x, I mean 3 times of x from 5 times of x, here in this case subtracting try 6 from 5x, we shall get 5 minus 3, it is 2. So along with it, the variable will be there. So this results into twice x, which is equal to 18. Now on solving this particular equation, linear equation in one variable, we can get the value of x. Once we get the value of x, we can determine values of 5x and thrice x. Let us have a look at the solution part. The ratio of the numbers is given to be 5:3. So the numbers will be of course 5x and thrice x, with 5x is the bigger number. Now the difference between the numbers is 18 as mentioned in the question. Where there is difference, there is question of minus. Therefore 5x minus thrice x we are getting as 18. 5x minus thrice x, when this subtraction is made, we get the result twice x, which is equal to 18. Now, to make x independent of this 2, both these sides should be divided by 2, resulting into x alone in one side, that is equal to 18 by 2. Will be giving you the result 9 on cancellation. So this is the value, x is equal to 9. So x is equal to 9. Hence the numbers will be 5x and thrice x. So 5x will give us the value 5 into 9, because x will be getting replaced by 9, as we got here the result for x as 9. Therefore in place of this x we have to put 9. So 9 5 ja 45 is the answer. While in case of the smaller number, it is thrice x. With 3, x is getting multiplied. With in place of x we shall put 9, and on multiplication we are getting the value 27. And here is our answer, 45 and 27. Moving on to question number 6. What is the question here? 3 consecutive integers add up to 51. That means when we add 3 consecutive integers, the result comes as 51. Now what are the integers? Now let us have a look at the explanation part. Here the meaning of consecutive terms is, if one number is considered as x, then the remaining numbers are respectively x plus 1 and x plus 2. As for example, when we consider that 25 is a number, then 26, 27 will be considered as its consecutive numbers. That means 25, then 25 plus 1 is equal to 26, then 25 plus 2 is equal to 27. So together 25, 26 and 27 can be considered as consecutive numbers. So here in this case, if one number we consider as x, other two numbers will be respectively x plus 1 and x plus 2. After this, after assuming the consecutive numbers as x, x plus 1 and x plus 2, we are to follow the given condition. There is only one given condition, that is what? Their sum should be 51. That means when we add up these numbers, the result should come as 51. Now we have to solve this equation. So in the solution part, first of all, we have to assume these 3 consecutive numbers as x, x plus 1 and then x plus 2. After this assumption, when the sum of the numbers according to question, this is the condition, main condition of the question is sum of these 3 consecutive numbers is 51. That means first number plus second number plus third number is equal to 51. That means x plus 1 plus x plus 2 is equal to 51. So in total, in the left hand side, in total we get 3 x's. So x plus x we are keeping together. Then after this, the constant numbers, I mean the numbers we have to keep out. So 1 plus 2, this is kept here, that is equal to 51. So 3 x's, when we sum up, we get the result thrice x plus 1 plus 2, it is 3, that is equal to 51. In the same step, from both the sides 3 is subtracted with in order to remove this 3 plus 3 from thrice x. That is why from both the sides 3 is subtracted. So only thrice x will be left behind here, while on the right hand side 51 minus 3 will be there. After that, in order to keep x alone in one side, this 3 will have to be removed, and for that both the sides will have to be divided by 3. So this results into x equals to 16. So if we got a result for x, we can get the result for x plus 1 and x plus 2 also, because we have to find out the 3 consecutive numbers, value of these 3 consecutive numbers. So out of this one value we already got. So x plus 1 will be 16 plus 1. In place of x we are putting the value 16. 16 plus 1 is equal to 17. And then x plus 2 will be 16 plus 2 is equal to 18. So these 3 are your answers. After this, looking at question number 7, the sum of 3 consecutive multiples of 8 is 888. Find the multiples. Please try this yourself. Some hint I am giving you here. 3 consecutive multiples of 8. Suppose the first multiple of 8 is 8, because 8 1 ja 8. The second multiples, positive multiple positive multiple of 8 is 8 2 ja 16. Then the third multiple of 8 is 8 into 3 equals to 24. Now this is 8, okay. Here this term can be written as 8 plus 8. Similarly, 24 can be written as 8 plus 16. So till now we do not know what are the multiples of 8. What is the first multiple of 8? That is not mentioned here, that is not asked also. So let us consider this first multiple of 8 as x. So the second multiple can be replaced by, this can be replaced by x plus 8. Similarly, this can be replaced by x plus 16. So these 3 will be the 3 consecutive multiples of 8. So these 3 are the 3 consecutive multiples of 8. Now, while adding these 3 multiples of 8, we shall get the sum as 888. This is in accordance with the question. On simplifying this equation, LHS of this equation, some value we shall be getting like thrice x plus 24, that is equal to 888. On solving this equation, we shall be getting value of x, then this x plus 8 and x plus 16. So question number 7, all of you please try yourself with this hint. So in this video we discussed up to question number 7 of exercise 2.2. In the next video we shall be discussing the rest of the questions of this exercise. Thank you.